Hi, Charlie Kane here. I am the S&C coach and long-term athletic development coordinator for Fermanagh-based GAA club in Enniskillen Gales. I represent to you the different technologies used to help influence my sport, Gaelic football, particularly in monitoring performance enhancement and injury reduction. Although elite level Gaelic footballers lead an almost professional sports lifestyle, the game is still classified as amateur, with all competitors holding out full-time work commitments. The top inter-county teams have very good training facilities, but because the sport is amateur in nature, even these top teams probably fall short of the latest sporting cutting-edge technologies. Having said that, sports technology still has a significant influence, particularly in the last decade. Inter-county teams would have access to a reasonably good standard of strength and conditioning technologies for team testing and monitoring, such as speed gates, jump mats, VBT technologies such as push bands, and smart scales or calipers for body fat composition. Although these technologies provide a good grasp for testing and monitoring, some fall short of the gold standards in the field. Technologies such as GPS trackers and statistical and video analysis are also used at club level now, improving game standards even at lower levels. Another technology that has recently been introduced to sport is hockey. Much like tennis, cricket and goal line technology in soccer, hockey in Gaelic football is used to determine if a score is successful by tracking the ball's most probable path using cameras and statistics. Although on the whole hockey has been successful, there was a high profile case in the 2022 All-Ireland Championship between Derry and Galway where a score was deemed wide when it was clearly a score. This shows that even the most sophisticated technologies can have the odd defect. Hockey is currently only available in 3 GAA stadiums and is only used in very high profile games. Again, this highlights the point that technology in this amateur sport is slightly behind the curve. Technology for performance enhancement in Gaelic football has become more accessible in recent years. Club teams at all levels now fully utilise the use of GPS technology, and if a team does not use this technology, they will likely be left behind, such as the popularity within the sport. Until the last decade, there were minimal studies on running demands of Gaelic football, but this has recently changed, with various papers now published on the topic. These studies demonstrate the running demands of the sport, and with this information, it is much easier for a performance coach to tailor their training program to meet the needs of the sport. However, without GPS technology, much of this would be guesswork. Mangan et al. In 2017 and Malone et al. In 2016 have compiled data on the running demands in elite Gaelic football, and a coach can use these benchmarks to tailor their sessions to replicate the match demands. Video analysis software is also available now at most levels. This can quantify anything of interest with the press of a button, such as kickouts lost and won, number of forced and unforced turnovers, shot success, etc. This benefits performance enhancement by reviewing games with your players and coaching on positive or negative outcomes from their analysis. Strength and conditioning monitoring software such as Team Builder, Train Heroic, RIPT are now widely accessible for coaches to help monitor athletes' performance throughout the season, and visuals such as graphs and tables can help highlight progress or spot weakness in a player's athleticism. There are many pitfalls to being involved in a Gaelic football club setup regarding injury monitoring. The coaches in a club team generally don't have access to the players, and these players may be involved in other sports, making load monitoring even more important. Some clubs have smaller numbers than others, and they may have a spill-off of players playing for senior and reserve teams to ensure club fulfills their fixtures. This can significantly impact these players playing 2 games in a weekend, and their running loads must be monitored. At our club we use a traffic light system to monitor individual loads, with green being good to go and red not good. A study from Fisher et al. In 2022 highlights that weekly running volumes should be increased in the pre-season period to help reduce risk of injury later on in the season. Again, this is beneficial to the coach to help plan the weekly loads, which with the help of GPS devices can only achieve. I have shown Fisher's data on the slide and a snippet of my own 4-week pre-season block following this guidance. My data includes a deload week in week 4 volume, but an increase in high-speed running in that same week to hit different energy systems. Another technique to help reduce the risk of injury is using vertical jump to verify whether a player is ready to train. We would occasionally use the Chrono Jump map on high volume weeks with players who have multiple games in a week to assess if there is a risk to injury or not due to fatigue. We would use RPE and wellness questionnaires more often than this. Although this is less related to sports technology, a study by Lombard et al. In 2021 on changes in counter movement jump performance and subjective readiness to train scores following a simulated soccer match showed that the subjective RPE and questionnaire results were more sensitive than the objective CMJ results, and this cannot be ignored to the athlete's mental readiness to train. Please see a side of all the studies I have referred to in compiling this presentation. Thank you.